How did ancient humans invent music? Right now, you can tap a screen and hear any sound ever recorded. They had none of that. No instruments, no notes written down, no tradition to copy. And yet, music happened. Somewhere between 40,000 and 50,000 years ago, a human being carved a hole in a hollow bird bone and blew air through it. That was the beginning. Not a whistle, not an accident. A deliberate, carefully crafted instrument that someone decided was worth making. And everything about that choice tells us something strange and enormous about who we are. The story of the first music is weirder than you'd think. Today, music is everywhere. It follows you through headphones on a commute, pumps out of speakers in every shop, lands in your ears before you even choose it. Strip all of that away. Go back roughly 43,000 years to the Swabian Jura, a limestone plateau in what is now southern Germany. Archaeologists, scientists who dig up old things, have found something extraordinary here. Flutes. Real, finished, playable flutes. One carved from the hollow wing bone of a griffon vulture, another shaped from mammoth ivory. These are the oldest confirmed musical instruments on Earth, but they were not the beginning of music, just the oldest things that survived. Wood rots, skin decays, bone lasts. Music almost certainly started long before 43,000 years ago. Homo sapiens, our species, have been around for at least 300,000 years, and Neanderthals, our extinct cousin species, may have made music too. A cave bear bone found in Slovenia, the didyouknow flute, has holes in it that some researchers think were carved by a Neanderthal. Others think wolves chewed those holes. The debate is still very much alive, but whether music started 43,000 years ago or 100,000 years ago, the conclusion is the same. Music is not a modern invention. It is one of the oldest things our species does, which raises the obvious question: why did it start at all? What was the first music actually for? The answer starts with a fire and a group of people sitting around it in the dark. Picture a hunter-gatherer band, a small roaming group, maybe 20 to 50 people. They spend the whole day moving, hunting, foraging. By nightfall, they stop. They build a fire, and now there is nothing to do but be together. This is when rhythm begins. Someone taps a rock, someone claps, someone hums, a low tone vibrating in the chest. These sounds predate any carved instrument. The human body was the first instrument. Now add the flute. The vulture-bone flutes found in the Swabian Jura were made from wing bones. Wing bones are hollow and thin, almost perfectly shaped for sound. The maker carved 5 finger holes along the shaft. Each hole produces a different pitch when air flows across it. Researchers have actually played replicas of these flutes. They produce clear, recognizable notes, not random noise, an actual scale. Now add the drums. There are no 43,000-year-old drums in any museum. But anthropologists, scientists who study human cultures, have a strong case for them. Animal hides were everywhere, bone frames were available, and stretched skin produces exactly the kind of resonant boom that carries across a landscape. Every human culture on Earth has some form of drum. That universality is not a coincidence. Rhythm does something specific to the human brain. It synchronizes neural firing, meaning it makes thousands of brain cells fire in time together. When a group of people drum together, their brains physically synchronize, not metaphorically, physically. And when brains synchronize, something remarkable happens. People trust each other more. They feel safer. They cooperate better on hard tasks. For a small group of 30 people living on a dangerous savanna, surrounded by predators and rival groups, that synchronization was not entertainment. It was a survival tool. Music bound the group together, tighter and faster than words ever could. Here is where it gets strange. Those ancient humans did not play their flutes and drums just anywhere. They went deep inside caves, not the entrance, not the comfortable part near light and air, the dark, tight, disorienting inner chambers. Archaeologists noticed something surprising about the cave paintings at Lascaux in France and other painted cave sites across Europe. The most densely painted sections of those caves are the sections with the best acoustics. The spots where sound bounces and resonates the most, those are precisely where they painted. Researcher Yegor Reznikov mapped the acoustic hotspots of over a dozen painted caves in France. Cave after cave, the match was near perfect. Paint where the sound is loudest. Mark where the magic happens. But there is another layer. Deep inside a cave with no light and constant sound bouncing off the walls, something happens to the human brain. Sensory deprivation, when your senses are cut off from normal input, causes hallucinations. Add rhythmic drumming, add a bone flute wailing in the dark, and the ancient mind, isolated in pitch black in an echoing stone chamber, starts to see things. Some researchers believe the cave paintings were not just art, they were records of visions triggered by music and darkness. An ancient ceremony, a ritual, combining sound, darkness, and paint to create an experience that felt sacred. The cave was not just a shelter, it was a concert hall, a temple, a theater, and the bone flute was its instrument. What is especially strange is how music is processed in the brain. It does not live in one region. Music activates the motor cortex, the movement brain. It activates the limbic system, the emotional brain. It activates the hippocampus, the memory brain. No other stimulus touches all three at once. Not food, not sex, not fear, only music. Which is why every single human civilization that has ever existed has had music. The next time you put headphones on, or hear a song come on in a shop, and feel something shift in your chest, or find yourself tapping your foot without meaning to, that is not a modern reaction. That is the same neurological pull that made a human being carve 5 holes in a vulture bone 43,000 years ago and carry it into the dark heart of a mountain to play it where the echo was best. The technology changed, the streaming services changed, the stages and speakers and studios all changed. But the thing that music does to the inside of your skull, that has not changed at all. Your playlist is new, the body listening to it is not.